abusia for michiam na mama kwa baso nkoso emfa mo emra be media GH so abusia is about a year Chief Justice as petitions atumi akoka His Excellency John Dramani Mahama say ombo modern as obesaki mami na nneoma bi a oye no de omokira threat to Ghana's constitution abusia ene tetesa na say His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ka kire Chief Justice Gertrude kunu say omani 10 days onfa respond to petitions which is about beka ono His Excellency John Dramani Mahama nsa na busia ene ensem ababonti na ensem ababonti na say dia Chief Justice atumi respond to His Excellency John Dramani Mahama petition na okache ne say obomodian say or respond to na dia Chief Justice atumi respond na yadia Martin Pebu so ababonti lawyer Martin Pebu a member of the oral team ababonti no so abeka nsem bi e de afa Chief Justice Gertrude kuno about the sacking hono ne nsem ono so eche ina ne say sacking say His Excellency John Dramani Mahama nyame ya adom na otumi esake Chief Justice Gertrude kuno a abusia enye politics emayen politicize this kind issue na abusia we dey ma mekasa am pese yeko egoko tie nsem no makasa enchire mu enfa free melodies ho na se yewie na se wanju chi amode na ya kire ya adwena be hye ne nso e dey amen sabusia ha e da so be media GH so se ene ne dey dik woni twa channel so a e be so aso be subscribe amaye no like no abo so a share mafofra pese be bi etena nya bi atie yentie melodies ne nsem a ode ababa tudwa efa Chief Justice Gertrude kuno ene His Excellency John Dramani Mahama emrasesia yedas.
There is a huge allegation from Kevin Taylor what they to Chief Justice also. Now I'm going to read and then I'm also going to read an article Martin Pebu lawyer Ghana also kasa on what is next. Now if you don't understand what's going on, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Emma Chief Justice ne 10 days say unresponded to petitions ye pese ye Chief Justice no na endra na 10 days ne sunye na ende ye sorry na ya say indeed Chief Justice no responded ama His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Now people are calling on His Excellency John Dramani Mahama to start suspending the Chief Justice because the Constitution says say at any point in time in the process the Chief Justice can be suspended and the process has already begun as yatron krata kwa komano na ono akasa responde ende ye dia akwa Council of State abo mo betina se ahwe se prima facie case wo ho anase ni hu no nini na ka process no ho. And so His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is well within his rights to suspend the Chief Justice today if he solely wants to. Na sani America no Kevin Taylor edin sema ba betuja allegations. Now I say Chief Justice no ye BB underground. What is the Chief Justice doing? Allegedly, no, Kevin Taylor say she asked Justice Avril of the Supreme Court to do the empaneling of the Supreme Court judges for Wednesday's courts. Ochina and a Supreme Court for Etina case. So one case are MPP for raising and all that. No, Ochina na Supreme Court for Etina case. So Kevin Taylor is alleging say the Chief Justice called on another judge, say judge no entina case right? And I'm sorry, judge no yet paneling. The paneling of the judges on metina case since the judge no selected judges our montina case or say Avril wrote a memo to her refusing to do that for her and telling her to do it herself. Until you say judge no etro and krata ekokoma Chief Justice and say osreu onu to me nyasa no. Me I was say mean selected judges sentina case no case way there mean to mean selected judges mean to mean yet. I say currently it looks like the hope of getting 7-0 glitches 7-0 glitch cliche is it what cliches or cliche or what anyway is dashed. Her allies have jumped the boat and left her. And you know Kevin Taylor is alleging say Chief Justice no 7-0 unanimous decision himself opese wonya no. It looks like it is not going to happen because the namfofo ananko feel say wo ye judges a wo beta ne chi no ase wo ni na abohu e masisi a wo mpese wo bedi ne chi biom. This is what Kevin Taylor is alleging. As last week her judicial secretary quietly tendered in her resignation and in doing so, she asked why her boss could not smell the coffee. Nti Kevin Taylor is alleging say last week, Chief Justice no, the secretary resigning, na secretary ni resigning no. Secretary ni bisa Chief Justice and say inti no adia eba besi no Chief Justice no unhu ana. Basically that's what Kevin Taylor is alleging. I say she has, out of frustration, sent letters to the US, UK and Canadian embassy protesting her removal this morning. Not just an way. Maame no atron krata kwa koma US any UK ne Canada for say wo mmra mbeke bi ma no. Here President His Excellency John Dramani Mahama person wo yi ni free ho as boss as Chief Justice no. Enya ade a eso nani enti no embassies no sa UK for ni US for yi embra mbeye den mbeke bi ma no. So this is the allegation Kevin Taylor what they to ja. De bia ya na asemo ameka. You see, they be a Kevin Taylor in December, and I'm better now. I say, well, me, I don't have evidence, so I'm not going to believe him. But at the end of the day, Obon's idea make us mean believing. Obon say, see. So this is what Kevin Taylor is saying, right? Let's wait to see whether whatever he's saying is indeed true or not. Now, Yanko Eye Martin Pebu, he has also been very vocal about the removal of the Chief Justice, and let's listen to what Martin Pebu is saying, or say what is next. After Chief Justice responds to Mahama over petition for her removal, Pebu explains. As a private legal practitioner, Martin Pebu has enjoined President John Dramani Mahama and the Council of State to independently explore legal insights in the determination of prima facie case regarding the removal of Chief Justice Gertrude Saki Tokonu. Responding to what should be the next line of action to be taken by the President on the impeachment process, during an interview on Joy News on April 7, 2025, Pebu indicated that exploring legal advice by the Council of State in the determination of a prima facie case will lend credibility to the impeachment process. Into Martin Pebu say, removal His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, Oyi Chief Justice no. Ma woman konko yese your politics. O making sure say the entire ye Chief Justice no, it is based on a solid case. Say prima facie case na ombe build against the Chief Justice no. Ghana phone na be hu say indeed. Maame no bonia wodi ye ni na enye say bia politics inti. That is Martin Pebu's advice. Also the Chief Justice has responded to the petitions. So what next? Now the President is going to consider the petition in consultation with the Council of State, meaning they will give him advice and once it is good, he will take it. It is important to state that the Ejechum and Attorney General even noted that the Council of State should get an independent legal advice from a reputable lawyer. This is to ensure that the council coming from the Council of State itself is great advice. So as the media, you should be probing to find out if the council will be getting an independent lawyer to guide them, because this will lend a lot of credibility to the matter, he said. And to say Council of State in the crown, omo decision na won be take no. Men konko ye say omo pe omo Council of State no sanso ne lawyer bi ana ekuku dam lawyer bi nko tena sinkasa. Nti at the end of the day, the Council of State for no omo asem ehu ne say Chief Justice na asem nye de. Na lawyer wo ne kokko kasa ya no so hwe asem ni mu hu ne say Chief Justice na asem nye da. Then it is a solid case I are building against the Chief Justice. I see, and Obabe Koti, a court case, a J. Chum versus the Attorney General, or say in that ruling, the crano, Bibisa Ekoso. I see, drawing inferences from the past, people cited the former President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo in his treatment of a similar petition from Professor Stephen Azar. Professor Stephen Asari practiced same. Also, when President Akufo-Addo was handling the case of the petition by Professor Stephen Asari, also known as Kweku Azar, his lawyer, Samoku Jato, came out to say that he wrote the opinion presented by the former president. So, President John Mahama's counsel will engage him to determine a prima facie case. That is to say that they will find out if the allegations made in the petition is weighty enough and that the Chief Justice's response does not make nonsense of these allegations made in the petition. Then a prima facie case is established, he said. Pebu went on to clarify that President Mahama would make considerations on the matter by viewing responses from the council alongside the responses from the Chief Justice to ascertain the validity of the allegation before taking further action. He noted that after careful consideration of Council of State's responses and the President feels that the allegations are weighty, then a prima facie case is established per Article 146 Clause 7. Not just say, at the end of the day, it lands on the President. Council of State for no ede or more advice eba. Na President netanasi no hune say okay. Asem no kra no me hune say neti ya. At the end of the day, President no ninsem any edebeko. Also, the President can then proceed by suspending the Chief Justice or setting a committee to investigate the allegations. He added, Cable's reaction follows the Chief Justice Tukono's response to the impeachment petition against her removal. So it clearly tells you, said, the next point, the next stage might be the suspension, because I say the President can then proceed by suspending the Chief Justice or setting a committee. So this is the Council of State, and from the Council of State they are going to set a committee. But in between, no, the suspension can happen anytime. Okay, but no query, the way His Excellency John Dramani Mahama dealing with this case, no, I think say me anywhere. We are not going to get that arbitrator to deal with this case like this. Emrana NPP were always shouting at the judiciary, and especially the Chief Justice, on some of the most ridiculous decisions they were making. At ya say, Nanka yen na yenim say, NDC buy na ne de, Ninki yen say ye pay evidence, cry ne de ye ye buy ananki ye know. But hear how it is going. It looks like the President wants to take everything slow and steady. Right? There's a saying, there's an Asian saying, or say, slow and steady wins the race. Slow and steady wins the race. And so that's exactly what is going on. That's exactly what's happening. Montreal Mwadjin, our comment box, Nemo. Medase.